and you're protected regardless of where you're sitting, regardless of what kind of accident you have. Again, as you move around the car to the passenger side, no compromise as far as the comfort of the car. Make sure that you and your customers get in the back seat. The door opening is very large. The door opens 180 degrees. Very easy to get in and out of the seat. It's been mentioned to me that the seats don't recline anymore like they did the previous generation Avalon. And it's true, they don't. They did drop the rake back an inch to make them a little more comfortable. They did not recline. They added a brace back here in the body that they couldn't accommodate the reclining seat. And when you get in the back seat, make sure you notice that the back seats in this limited are heated. Also first for us, heated rear seat. Okay? When you come around the back of the car, I don't know, I guess it's personal preference, but I think this is where the car is the most striking. The LED taillights, remember they are LED, but what's the advantage of LEDs? We talked about this before. They light faster than an incandescent bulb. Well, that may seem like, half a second, who cares? Well, half a second is like 85 feet when you're going 70 miles an hour. So maybe the difference between the guy behind you rear-ending you and him not rear-ending you that has the LED taillights. So make sure that the competition that you're looking at has LED taillights. Huge trunk space, very flat. One of the reviews talked a lot about the flat trunk floor because, I forget which one it was, but one of the competition actually had more cubic feet, but you couldn't get anything in it because it was like this. So nice, large, open, flat trunk space back here. Big opening, low reach over height. Notice how well it's finished in the back too. I mean, the hinges are all wrapped. The bottom of the trunk lid is all wrapped. I mean, it's very nicely finished back here in the back. Okay, so the only things I want to touch on related to the competition. Oh, I know something else I want to touch on. The back was very cool. When you back out of the spot in this car, if there's somebody coming either direction, it's going to warn you. So as you're backing out, there's two bands on each side. When you're backing out, you can't see behind, the side. It's going to warn you if somebody's coming. And you used that feature, didn't you, Adam?
Did.
And it worked, right?
Absolutely.
Woo! It worked.
About 3 to 5 seconds after the warning light went off, the car pulled behind.
Yes. Perfect. Also in this car, when you go with the limited, you're going to get the adaptive radar cruise control, which helps you maintain a safe following distance from the car in front of you. Well, it'll apply the brakes if necessary to make sure that you stay behind the car in front of you the distance you specified. What they're also able to do with that is add another safety feature, which is pre-collision warning. So when the car comes up behind something and it's pretty sure you're going to hit it, it knows, believe me, it knows when you're going to hit it. What does it do? Well, it braces itself for impact. What does that mean? It means it gets the airbags out that much quicker. It locks the seatbelts for you. It just gets everything ready to go so that you're protected against that collision. What's everybody's concern about the airbags, right? You can hit with the airbag, get hurt by the airbag. It's always going to my attention the airbag is much softer than the dash. So I'm okay with the airbags. A lot of people are concerned about the airbag blowing and hitting you in the face or getting injured by the airbags. Okay, so now the car knows if it's a collision, it sets the seatbelts so that when the airbags do deploy, they don't hit you so hard. And they are 2-stage airbags incidentally. So it knows, depending where you're set to see, how much to deploy the airbag, how fast to deploy the airbag, I should say. So the pre-collision warning is huge. You're talking about that. Some of the key competitors in this segment, Nissan Maxima, right? He's brought up all the time. 5 miles to the gallon. 5 miles to the gallon better than the Nissan Maxima. You just have to drive to see how much quieter, smoother, how much nicer this car drives than that one. But 5 miles to the gallon is enough reason alone. And again, only, I want to say 8 airbags. 6. On the Maxima? Okay, 6. On the Ford Taurus, I know it has 6 airbags compared to 10. And the sync system is not near as intuitive as the Intune system. If you haven't had a chance, spend some time with the Intune system, spend some time with it. Because it's fantastic. I mean, it totally integrates with your smartphone, right? Sync does not, and there's tons of reviews out there that tell you how hard the Ford MyTouch system is to use, and Tune is very intuitive. Not an issue there. When it comes to vehicle lacrosse, another leader in that segment. Cargo space, huge advantage for cargo space is concerned in this car, and this car is strikingly better looking than that car. It's just a fact. Hyundai Genesis, right? There's a pretty significant vehicle in that class. Well, it is rear-wheel drive, which I think makes a big difference. It's also built in South Korea. Where's Avalon built?
Georgetown, Kentucky.
Georgetown, Kentucky. That's exactly right. Every single one. And this is the first car that Toyota's ever built that is 100% North American. The design is North American, the engineering is North American, the production is North American, everything about this car is North American. And the Genesis can't say that, not Avalon shop. If you do any research on the Hyundai Blue Link system, not near as comprehensive as the engine system. It doesn't do all the things engine does with your smartphone. And I think when I looked at that car yesterday, I thought that that's a comparison with the Avalon interior stands out head and shoulders. When you get in this, when you feel this, when you drive this, there's no comparison as far as the interior of this car and the interior of that car. Chrysler 300, again with the airbags, F7, F10, which is like the Verizon commercial. 10 is better than 7, right? When I'm giving your drills, we're going to have 10 and 7. Again, rear-wheel drive. And then, what I thought was interesting about that car is when I was comparing them, there's so much equipment on that Chrysler 300 that is optional. I mean, you can get it like this car if you add enough stuff to it, but then of course it costs way more. So, base 300 to base Avalon Limited Touring, there's no comparison as far as equipment is concerned. So keep that in mind when you're being shopped versus the 300 that it's apples to apples, because it's all standard on this car. There's only one option on this car. One option. It's the technology package unlimited. That gives you the auto-dimming headlamps, gives you the cruise control, the radar, the cruise control, and the collision warning system. Other than that, it's all mono-spec. Notice the headlights. It's the last thing I want to touch on. Quadra lamp. What do they call it? Quadra beam. So there's 4 individual lights, 2 on each side. One bulb on each side. So there's no extra expense, no extra aggravation. But if you drive this car tonight, you'll see what I mean. It's amazing how much light it puts down the road. Amazing how much light it puts down the road. And it's just an example. I finished with that because it's just an example of the thought that went into this car. Check out the e-storage, e-bin. In the center of the console, you lay your phone, you plug it in instead of using what? Your cup holders? That's not what your cup holders are made for. Well, now this car has a place where the phone's supposed to be, where your technology is supposed to be. And you don't have cords looping all over because it comes out of the e-bin up to the slot or into the phone. It's much cleaner, much less hassle. Over the life of this car, it's going to leave that much less aggravation. Any questions about the car? You got any feedback from customers yet? How's Norm like his, Tom?
Norm's still figuring it out, he says.
Good.
But he likes it just fine.
Well, there's a lot of stuff to figure out. So last year they thought the lease penetration of this car was 5%. 5% Toyota said, which I don't know. I don't think I got to tell you, isn't very good. It's never good. And if you look at this page, one of the pages in your handout, it breaks it down which competition sold the most in a given area. This car, if you talk to Avalon, leases out, I don't know, way better than the previous generation Avalon because of the high residuals. And they're going to support this car with leases because they want people to lease this car. They're also going to make sure that we sell 75,000 of these cars in our region this year. Versus what, 34,000 last year? So in order for us to hit 75,000, we'll have to conquest more customers than we sold Avalons to last year. So they're going to be aggressive, as it tells me, with incentives, with marketing, with everything to buy. So if you haven't had the opportunity to get in this car, to sit in this car, drive this car, take the time to drive it. It is incredible. It is like nothing else you've ever driven here for sure. It stands alone in that regard. All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.